was no one like Larry Scott. When he came on, the whole place just came alive. It was spectacular. He was like the all-American boy.
In the world of bodybuilding, where physical prowess and muscular perfection are king, few stories capture the heart and soul of what it truly means to transcend limits like that of Larry Scott. A man not born with the genetic gifts often celebrated in this arena, yet a name that resonates with triumph and awe. Larry Scott, the first ever Mr. Olympia, embarked on a journey that redefined not just his body, but the very essence of bodybuilding. This is the tale of a man who sculpted a legacy from sheer determination, a narrative that speaks to the power of human will and perseverance. But how did a young man from Blackfoot, Idaho, rise to become a titan in the iron game? From his humble beginnings to the grandeur of the Olympia stage, his story is one of triumph over genetics, of innovation in training and nutrition. Join us as we delve into the life of Larry Scott, exploring his legendary journey and the indelible mark he left on the world of bodybuilding. Born in the small town of Blackfoot, Idaho in 1938, Larry Scott's journey was far from the glitz and glamour of bodybuilding stages. In his youth, Larry's physique was anything but what you'd expect from a future Mr. Olympia. He was a genetic shrimp. With a slight frame and a quiet demeanor, Larry faced the challenges that many youths encounter, finding a place in the world of sports. Football and basketball were off the table for him, dominated by those larger and taller. Instead, Larry turned to gymnastics, finding solace in the discipline and strength it required. Gymnastics laid the foundation for what was to come, but it was at the age of 17 that Larry's true passion emerged. Weighing merely 120 pounds, he ventured into the world of weightlifting, driven by a desire to transform his physique. By the age of 20, he had gained significant muscle mass, tipping the scales at 171 pounds. His efforts culminated in his first major victory, winning the Mr. Idaho contest in 1959. In California, the competition was fierce. The bodybuilding community here was thriving, filled with athletes who seemed to have been born for this sport. Larry faced a series of third-place finishes and hit another plateau. It was a crucial moment, one that could make or break an aspiring bodybuilder. But Larry Scott was not one to give up. In the face of these challenges, he pushed forward, driven by an unyielding will to improve. He experimented with different training methods, constantly searching for the key to unlock his body's potential. And it was this relentless pursuit of improvement that led him to a pivotal meeting, one that would change the course of his bodybuilding career. In the competitive world of California bodybuilding, Larry Scott knew he needed something more to break through his plateau. That something more came in the form of Rheo H. Blair, a name synonymous with innovative bodybuilding nutrition. Blair was a visionary in the field of nutritional supplements. His protein powders and supplements were ahead of their time, sought after by bodybuilders who were eager for an edge. Under Blair's guidance, Larry embarked on an intensive nutritional regimen. For 2 months, Larry consumed vast quantities of Blair's protein powder, mixed with cream and milk for added calories. Larry's muscle mass increased significantly, and his physique began to transform in ways he had never seen before. In 1960, he won the coveted Mr. California title, a victory that marked a turning point in his career. Larry's success under Blair's tutelage was a clear demonstration of the power of proper nutrition in bodybuilding. To truly transform his physique, Larry needed to revolutionize his training as well. This need led him to another pivotal figure in the bodybuilding world, Vince Gironda, known as the Iron Guru. Gironda was one of the most sought-after coaches in bodybuilding, famous for his unconventional methods and remarkable results. Larry Scott's encounter with Vince Gironda, the Iron Guru, marked a new chapter in his bodybuilding saga. Gironda, a maverick in the sport, was renowned for his unique and highly effective training methods. His gym in Venice Beach, California was a mecca for aspiring champions.
So I talked my friend into moving to California with me, and we ended up in Bert Girdish's gym, and I met Lou Degny there, and he became really a great help to me. He was a great friend, and he really knew a lot about training, and his body was beautiful. He had a beautiful body. his shape and his proportion was magnificent. And he helped me out a lot and taught me a lot of different things. And then he got a movie part, and so from that time I started to learn on my own and started to train.
Gironda's approach was radical for its time. He emphasized symmetry, definition, and aesthetics over sheer size. His training philosophies and techniques were groundbreaking, and they resonated with Larry, who was always eager to push the boundaries. One such innovation was the preacher curl, an exercise that would become synonymous with Larry Scott. Developed at Gironda's gym, the preacher curl was designed to isolate the biceps like never before. Larry's victories under Gironda's guidance were numerous. He won the Mr. Pacific Coast in 1961, the Mr. America title in 1962, and the Mr. Universe in 1964. By the time Larry entered the Mr. Olympia competition, his legend had already been cemented. The mid-1960s marked the dawn of a new era in bodybuilding with the introduction of the Mr. Olympia competition. Conceived by Joe and Ben Weider, this contest was designed to be the ultimate test for the world's best bodybuilders. For Larry Scott, it represented the pinnacle of his bodybuilding aspirations. In 1965, Larry stepped onto the Mr. Olympia stage, a platform that would forever change the sport. His presence was magnetic, his physique a work of art. The crowd was captivated, chanting his name even before he appeared. Larry's performance at the Mr. Olympia was nothing short of electrifying. He won the title with a unanimous decision, a feat he repeated in 1966, defending his crown and solidifying his status as the world's greatest bodybuilder. However, at the peak of his career, Larry made a decision that shocked many. He retired from competitive bodybuilding. Choosing to focus on his family and business interests, Larry stepped away from the limelight, leaving a legacy that would influence generations to come. Even in retirement, Larry continued to contribute to the bodybuilding world. He published books, wrote articles, and trained other bodybuilders. His influence extended far beyond his competitive years. He inspired countless individuals, from gym goers to future champions, with his story of overcoming and perseverance. Larry Scott's impact on bodybuilding was profound. He revolutionized the sport with his dedication to nutrition and innovative training methods. His journey from a genetic shrimp to a two-time Mr. Olympia champion remains a powerful testament to what can be achieved through hard work and determination. As we remember Larry Scott today, we recall his famous words, "Motivate the mind, the body will follow." His life was a living embodiment of this philosophy. He showed the world that with the right mindset and unwavering dedication, any obstacle can be overcome and any dream can be realized. Larry Scott was more than the first Mr. Olympia. He was a pioneer, an inspiration, and a legend. His legacy lives on in every weight lifted, in every bodybuilder who steps on stage, and in everyone who dares to dream big into reality.